Okay, so let us start. Good morning, all of you. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Okay, so let's share. Let me share the screen and tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Okay. Uh, Tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is my screen visible? I know. Visible net flow. Okay. So let us start. The first part of this practical is implement.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Am I audible now?
यस सर. और सर जब प्रेजेंट करते हो तब आवाज ब्रेक होता है.
It was some kind of network issue. Now I have solved it. So let me share my screen and tell me whether my screen is visible or not. Is my screen visible?
यस सर.
Okay. So today we are going to see the practical number 3. The practical number 3 is the implementation of SPAN technologies, that is the switch port analyzer, implement the SNMP and syslog, and implement the flexible net flow. Now, in the first part, so we are supposed to perform 3 practicals over here. These practicals are very small practicals. We are supposed to write 3 to 4 lines of code. So the first one is the implementation of SPAN technology. SPAN stands for the switch port analyzer. Now you can see this is the diagram for the first practical where you are supposed to take 2 machines and 1 switch, and we need to analyze the code. So basically this is the switch port. So switch port, we have 2 ports and we are supposed to give, or we are supposed to monitor this kind of session, and then if we are able to display the monitor details, that means we have implemented this SPAN technology. So let us start. This is my Cisco packet tracer. Let us take two machines and one switch. Let me connect this switch with machine. So for machine, fast Ethernet 0 is connected with fast Ethernet 0/1, and here fast Ethernet 0/2 is connected with PC2. So let it get converted into green. So let's wait for some time. Okay, so just let me check whether the packets. Okay, fine. So let us start. Let me start configuring this machine. Go to the CLI, switch, enable, conf T, that is a configuration terminal. So now port F0/1 is connected to PC1 and port F0/2 is connected to PC2. So we are supposed to set the monitor command to port F0/1 and to port F0/2. So let us start setting all those kinds of things. So I will write monitor session 1, the detail, session ID, and the source F0/1. It is coming as invalid. Let me check. Okay, source interface. Source interface F0/1. So it is accepted. Now we are supposed to do same thing for the next interface, which is connected to machine 2. What is the interface? It is fast Ethernet 0/2. So simply I will do the same thing, monitor session 1 source, or I will say let me call it as a destination, because let us have one session in which we are supposed to send the message from PC1 to PC2. So the PC1 will be considered as a source. Whatever the traffic which is generating from the PC1 will be generated as a source, and whatever traffic that is being generated by that particular line will be considered as a destination. So the destination will be interface F0/2. Okay, so finally I have implemented the monitor sessions, or I have implemented the monitor. Now let me check show monitor 1 or show monitor session 1. Okay, and I need to go at the root, and now let me type show monitor session 1. So you can see here I have implemented the local session, the local span, where the source ports are F0/1 and the destination ports are 0/2. I have not implemented any kind of encapsulation, or I have not implemented any kind of NAT concept also, so the ingress is disabled. So here you can see your monitor session, and you can see you have successfully implemented this span technology. Now you can go show monitor detail. You can get the more information about this kind of monitor. Type local session, description, source ports F0/1, destination port F0/2. We are not configured anything because that is not part of our practical, so just we are letting it away. So just we need to implement the local sessions, and that is so we have completed our first bit. So let me repeat the things again. We have supposed to take two machines and one switch. Machines will be connected to a switch, and again the second machine will be also connected to a switch. This port is F0/1 and this one is F0/2. We are supposed to set the traffic. We are supposed to implement the span technology. So this will be treated as a source traffic, or this will generate as a source traffic, and this will generate as a destination traffic, considering PC1 is a source and PC2 is a destination. So just go to the switch, then you need to type the configure terminal, and then you need to type monitor session 1 source interface, whatever you have connected. If I have connected F0/3, then I will write that particular interface over here. Monitor session 1 destination interface F0/2. Then you need to display that particular monitor. So just go to the root and type show monitor session 1. If you have successfully implemented, that will be displayed over here, and you can see the monitor details. So this is a very simple bit. If any query in this bit, so we shall proceed to the second bit. Any queries? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So let us move to the next bit. Let us understand the next bit. What we are supposed to do? We are supposed to implement the SNMP. That is a simple network management protocol. So what is the job of simple network management protocol? To manage the devices which are connected or which are taking part into that particular network. So you can say it is a management of switch, it is a management of machine, it is a management of router, it is a management of server, etc. Now we have implemented this concept, means whenever you are implementing RIP, whenever you are implementing OSPF, or whenever you are implementing such kind of protocol, it is also one part of this kind of thing. But basically you can use the SNMP in bare way also. We can set the read write options while defining this SNMP. So let us define this network. Here we are supposed to take one machine, 2 routers and 1 switch. So let us start. One machine, one switch, and 2 routers. So I need to connect those devices. So I will connect. Okay, so let us wait for some time. So it will get converted into green. Okay, so let us start configuring these devices. Let me check the IP addresses. For PC0, the IP address is 172.168.1.2 and the default gateway is 1.1. So let us set accordingly. (192.168.1.2). The default gateway is, okay, it is a 172. Sorry, 172.168.1.1. Then we need to set the router 1 and router 2. So just check which port is connected to the switch. Here from router 0, I will just name it as a R1 and I will name it as a R2. From router 1, F0/0 is connected to the switch and from router 2, it's the same, that is the F0/0 is connected. So I will config fast Ethernet. It will be 172.168.1.1 on, and then 172.168.1.1. Let me verify the IP address. Okay, it is a 2.1. On. So here we are just trying to establish the other network which is connected to this switch. It is also possible. We can also route this kind of network. So let it get converted into green. Let us wait for some time. Okay, now you can see we are able to receive the packets from PC0 to R1, but we may not receive the packets from PC0 to R2 because it is of another domain, and if we want to receive those packets, and we need to set some kinds of protocol over there. It may be either some kind of routing protocol over there, it may be RIP, it may be some kind of OSPF, or it may be BGP, etc. So now open R1. Go to the command line interface, and here you are supposed to type this command because we need to just enable this kind of server with the read permissions and with write permission. So just type SNMP server community RO. Okay, you can see the SNMP server community read RO. So you are getting some kind of warm start. So SNMP agent on host router is undergoing the warm start. So we have just called that particular agent. So now we have SNMP agent in our network. You can see if you want to see the help, you can just write SNMP-server and put question mark. So you will get to know what kind of parameter you need to pass again. Now you can see if I'm putting like SNMP-server question mark, then then it is suggesting community. So what is this community? It is used to enable SNMP, and it sets the community string and access all kinds of private switches as well as all kinds of private network. So what I will do, I will just type SNMP server community, and then I will put question mark. So here you are supposed to define the word. So which kind of permission, means read, write, these kinds of permissions that you need to set. I will write read and we will put question mark. So here you can see, check all kind of accesses are there, like RO and RW. What is the purpose of RO? It is the read only access with this community string. So whatever that protocol that you are trying to make, either it will receive or it will send, or it will try to edit that particular configuration. If you don't want to do that particular thing, you can just set the read command, or read write, that is a read write access with this community string. Now I just want to set the read only, so I will write RO. So it is been done. Now let us try more thing. SNMP-server community write question mark. Now you can see the same access are there, RO read only access and RW read write access. So here I will just type RW. So I have initialized the SNMP agent, and now my SNMP agent is working with this kind of network. So simple way of implementing SNMP agent, or simple way of implementing SNMP technologies is, or the protocol is, just write two commands: SNMP server community read RO and SNMP server community write RW. Now just see here. Now let me check. So if you want to check this kind of things, so go to the PC0. click on MIB. Now I will just type this address 172.168.1.1. Okay, I will just give some password, read community read, write to write. So you just click on advanced. You have this type. You have enabled this port, read community, write community, SNMP version. I'm just setting V1. Okay. Then MIB trees. Click on this kind of trees. Click on the first option, that is the router std MIB. Click on the first option, that is .iso. Click on the again first option, that is .org. Click on the next option, that is .dod. Just open that particular tree. You will get the .internet commands or .internet section. In that .internet section, you have the management section. So click on .management section. That is the MIB2. And here you have the system parameters which are written over here. You can see the system parameter is over there. And under the system parameter, you have system name. So just click on that particular system name and just try to retrieve the commands. I will click on go. You can see whatever the router is connected, I'm able to trace those kinds of commands. Means as it is connected with router, so I'm able to trace those kind of command. Even I can set the values over here. You can see, check all the kinds of changes. If I want to do the R1, I will click on OK. So I have just set the name to this router as a R1. If I click on get, you will receive that kind of information. Okay, now you will now just let us have one machine. Now I do not have any kind of SNMP protocol, or I have not connected this machine to this network. So let me open the MIB server of this kind of machine. So you will get the difference. Now if I want to put some kind of random command as it is not connected, I cannot set any kind of SNMP. You can see if I click on system name and if I try to retrieve the information, it will give the error, that is the SNMP command error, read community cannot be empty, because I do not have any kind of commands, or I have not set any kind of community over there. So I will not able to receive or I will not able to trace any kind of information from the network. So if I want to just retrieve this value, I need to connect this machine to this switch and I need to configure this machine according to the router, and then only I will get the information. So this is the second bit, that is the implementation of SNMP protocol. Simple, you are supposed to take one machine, one switch and two router. In the router, you are supposed to set two commands, that is the SNMP server community read RO and SNMP server community write RW. So it will just implement your SNMP protocol. So we are done with implementation of SNMP. So any query? Any query in SNMP implementation?
No, sir.
Sir, you are muted.
Okay, so we are supposed to move to the third practical or the third bit, that is a syslog or syslog, sorry, and the net flow. So for syslog and net flow, we are going to use the same kind of diagram. So you can see we have one server, we have one router, we have one switch, and we have one machine. And here we are given with some kind of addressing table. So So we'll do the same thing again. So let us take one server. Here I'm taking one server. Then I need to take one router and one switch. And finally, I need to take one machine. Okay, so now let me connect those network with the dotted crossover line. There is a copper crossover. Simply fast Ethernet 0/0 will be connected to fast Ethernet 0/0. Then fast Ethernet 0/1 will be connected to the switch. So just see, the fast Ethernet 0/1 is connected to the fast Ethernet 0/1 of router 0. I will just name it as a router 1, name it as a switch 1, and finally connect your machine with switch. Okay, now you can start configuring as per your addressing table. PC1 30.0.0.2 and the default gateway is 30.0.0.1. Let it get converted into green first. Okay. 30.0.0.2 and 30 subnet mask and 30.0.0.1. Okay. What is the IP address for R2? R2 F0/0, which is connected to the server, will be 10.0.0.1. Here, I have connected fast Ethernet 0/0 with this server. So simply, I will configure this according to our addressing table, that is 10.0.0.1, and make it on. Definitely, we need to set the IP address of this server also. So it will be something like 10.0.0.2 and default gateway will be 10.0.0.1. It is converted into the green. And what is the next address in address table? That is a F0/1, which is connected to the PC1. The IP address will be 30.0.0.1. So simply, I will do the same thing, 30.0.0.1. So I'm done with all kinds of settings. Now let it get converted into green. So let us wait for some time. Okay, fine. Now you can see we have just to set only one command, that is the service timestamp log date time and seconds. So let us go to the router, CLI command, exit, and let me type this command, service timestamps log date time milliseconds. And now I will go to the interface, fast Ethernet 0/0.1. So you can see here we are received some kind of timestamps. You can see now this simulator is not directly connected with any kind of clock or any kind of machine, so it is giving some kind of random information. But if you are implementing it in a true network, then definitely it will give you the proper date and proper time. Now let me go to the syslog. Let me go to the server. Let me open the services, syslog, make it on. And now let me type the command again. Integer f0/1.1. It is giving some kind of information. Let me check whether it is reflecting or not. No, it is not getting reflected. So let me check again. f0/0.1. Okay, whatever the information that you are sending will be reflected over here. I think it will take some time, but definitely it will be reflected over here. Let me set some kind of routing. So now let us check again. No, it is not coming, but as it came to this interface, so definitely we have implemented the syslog. So this is your the third bit of practical. So if you have any kind of query, please ask. If no, then we will go to the next bit, that is the implementation of flexible net flow. So let us analyze one code. Yes.
Sir, can you please explain the wires?
Sorry.
Can you explain the wires you used? Why didn't you use the normal black wire? Instead, you used the dotted ones.
I'm not able to listen. You please speak loudly or just type in chat box. Okay. In this machine or in this network, the PC 0 and the switch and the router and the server are taking part. We are supposed to just know this kind of service over here. So simply what I will do, I need to just configure this kind of thing. So the fast Ethernet of PC0 will be connected to the fast Ethernet 0/0 of your switch, and then fast Ethernet 0/1 is connected to the fast Ethernet 0/1 of your router, and the fast Ethernet 0/0 is connected to the fast Ethernet of your server. Now for configuration, you need to set the IP addresses. You can set the IP addresses for machine. It is 30.0.0.2 and the default gateway is 30.0.0.1. For router, we need to set the fast Ethernet, which is the port ID is 10.0.0.1, and the subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0, and the port status will be on. And for fast Ethernet 01, it will be 30.0.0.1, and you need to just make your port status on. So it will just forward your data to server. This is a very simple kind of connection. And the command will be service timestamp log date time milliseconds, and later on if you are doing integer f0/0.1, it is a session, you are just creating the sessions. If you are able to see the timestamps, then definitely you have implemented. If it is also not, if you are not able to see, you need to set your connection again. Later on, after some time, it will be also reflected over here. So here you will see all the service logs. Okay, hope your query is solved. Okay, it is getting reflected over HTTP, means all the protocols are listening, but after some time, definitely it will be received in syslog also. Okay, hope your query is solved. Is there any other query? Okay, so let us move to the next topic. That is the implementation of flexible net flow. We are using the same kind of diagram, and just we need to flow the ingress packets and egress packets. So simply I will do the thing. Int f0/0. I need to just set that kind of port, IP, flow, ingress, IP, flow, egress, and IP, flow, export. I need to send the export to the server, so the destination ID will be 10.0.0.2. Give any random port, and then IP, flow, export to the source f0/0. Source interface f0/. Okay, it is giving the error. Okay, I just made one mistake. I just typed in instead of IP. So it is done. Now just go to the console or go to the root and just type show IP cache flow. Now you are able to see all kinds of flow over here, and you can see all kinds of packets. Similarly, you can do the same thing for f0/1, and also you can check all kinds of flow that are available. So you can see, as we are not doing any kind of configuration, so we do not have any kind of active cache, but whenever you are trying to implement this OSPF that we are also going to see in practical number 7, we will see some kind of entries over there. So this is your last bit of this practical. What you are supposed to do, so you need to initialize one port, that is a int f0/0, IP flow ingress, IP flow egress, IP flow export destination. You need to set your destination as your server, then IP flow export source f0/0, and then end. And if you are able to see this command, or if you are able to see this output, then definitely you have implemented your net flow. So this is your last bit of this practical. So any query in these 4 bits? Any query in 4 bits?
Sir,
Yes.